A father and a son. The morning sunlight streamed across the meticulously tended grounds of Highgrove House, highlighting the timeless grandeur of the royal estate. But beneath the idyllic exterior, a centuries-old institution was grappling with an increasingly modern problem: a fractured father-son relationship. What began as a subtle shift in tone between King Charles II and his youngest son, Prince Harry, has festered into one of the most public and painful royal rifts in generations. While the surface issue appears to be Meghan Markle's integration into the royal family and the subsequent bombshells delivered by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the wound cuts much deeper. The underlying issue is trust, a palace insider tells us. And once that's broken in a family like this, especially in the monarchy, it's nearly impossible to repair. The beginning of the divide. By all appearances, Prince Harry was once the apple of his father's eye. Charles doted on him as a child, delighting in his mischief and cheeky charm. After the tragic death of Princess Diana, father and son were pulled closer by grief. Charles tried, in his own aristocratic way, to shield his sons from the press, while also preparing them for the public roles they'd inevitably inherit. But insiders say the bond began to fray long before Meghan entered the picture. Harry always had a wild streak, recalls a former palace aide. He didn't want to be the spare, he wanted purpose. He needed to be seen and heard. Charles, bound by duty and restrained by tradition, often found it difficult to reach his son emotionally. He was a good father in the way royals are trained to be, says the aide, but Harry needed more, and when he didn't get it, the resentment simmered. That simmering would eventually erupt into a royal earthquake. Meghan and the Megxit. The arrival of Meghan Markle marked a turning point. An American actress, biracial, divorced, and fiercely independent, Meghan defied every expectation of a royal bride. While the public initially welcomed her with enthusiasm, the tabloids swiftly turned, highlighting supposed breaches of protocol, questioning her loyalty, and painting her as manipulative. In the eye of the storm, Harry became Meghan's fiercest defender. "I lost my mother to this," he reportedly told friends. "I won't lose my wife." But in defending Meghan, Harry clashed not just with the press, but with his family. King Charles, by then the Prince of Wales, urged restraint. "The crown always endures," he reportedly told Harry. "But you must learn when to speak and when to be silent." Harry disagreed. In 2020, the couple announced they were stepping back as senior royals. The monarchy was stunned. The Queen issued a terse but respectful statement. Charles was reportedly blindsided. "They didn't just walk away," says one royal biographer. "They torched the bridge as they left." The Oprah interview, Trust Shashara. If Megxit cracked the foundation, the Oprah Winfrey interview in 2021 blew it to pieces. The allegations were jaw-dropping. Racism within the institution, concerns over Archie's skin color, a lack of emotional support for Meghan during her mental health struggles. Though no royal was named directly, all eyes turned toward Charles. Harry didn't mention him explicitly, says royal commentator Elaine Worsley, but the implication was clear: Charles had failed him. For Charles, the sting was personal. Not only had he walked Meghan down the aisle when her father declined to attend, but he had, by some accounts, tried to welcome her into the family. Charles felt betrayed, Worsley says. He thought he'd extended himself emotionally. To be accused of coldness, and worse, was humiliating. The palace responded with the now famous line, "Recollections may vary." But behind palace walls, something had irrevocably shifted. A king without his son. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away in 2022, Charles ascended the throne. It should have been